Welcome to the Tom of the Screen Squad. Like always, I'm Vinny.
I'm Ozzy.
And
And on this episode, we're talking about Nightmare Fuel. It's called
Nightmare,
it's called the Toxic Avenger.
not
The
dead alive.
the original. That one's more vomit inducing. This one
Yeah.
more this movie 1984, a small company released a superhero comedy gross out movie
First of all, it's called a documentary
about
about life in New Jersey.
Life in New Jersey.
that's true. It's the Toxic Avenger, right? Little company called Troma. They released this movie.
Way ahead of their time.
Mm.
Yep, they're ahead of something.
Yeah, they started a brand new genre.
What's the genre?
Silly, gross out movies.
Yeah.
I thought that was gross out movies already at that time.
No. Silly, gross out movies. I am Melvin.
Mm.
It's like, whatever. We're on.
Yeah. So Lloyd Kaufman, I guess he's the founder of Troma movies, Tromaville, the like of that company. They made a small movie called The Toxic Avenger about a mild-mannered janitor named Melvin, and Melvin gets thrown into a vat of toxic waste.
No,
Which
he jumps out a window
same thing
and lands.
falls into a vat of toxic waste.
No
Falls
one put their
into-
hands on him. No
falls-
one put their hands on him.
He's being bullied, and then he jumps out of a window and he falls into a vat.
He gets
The
scared.
boy was weak, sir. He was weak.
And then he becomes a mutated superhero. Because apparently back in the 80s, just toxic waste was just hanging out everywhere on the corners of Jersey.
That's just Jersey.
Right? Apparently.
It's built on toxic waste.
Explains so much.
Yeah.
Well,
That's why the mob is in sanitation. Sanitation. Waste management,
Not sanitarium.
Only in the summer. Only in the summer.
Scarface.
but Melvin is a janitor at a gym.
At a health club.
Right? I guess at that time we called them health clubs. They're gyms, right?
Where everybody's wearing a thong, like a Speedo thong while working
That
out.
was because that was the original title
Oh.
for the movie. Health Club.
Health club for men. He gets bullied. Melvin gets bullied and scared and so scared that he ends up running and jumping out a window, falling into a vat of toxic waste. This is the part that gave me nightmares as a child because again, the movie came out the year I was born. I didn't see it the year I was born. I saw it a few years later when I was small. When I was still I was still very little. Movie gave me nightmares, and just because look at Toxic Avenger, he looks like the guy from the Barbarians, like the guy from The Hills Have Eyes, just like times five,
Okay.
just like times five, right?
With a bunch of bumps in his head. That's like
Yeah, it's a scary look, but he's a superhero. That's the weird thing about it. He's it's one of the first times that I can remember that you see a monster that is a superhero in a movie, right? Where the monster takes precedence as to be the hero of the tale versus being the villain, right? And
hey, they did some stuff like when they ran over that the bicyclists and just kept running them over.
GTA, it's Grand Theft Auto right there, just like the game.
Yeah.
Man, I was like, you got me.
But
You got me.
But the Toxic Avenger,
And it was just a watermelon.
yeah.
But it looked intense.
It's
like, wow.
It's all within budget.
Yeah.
It's a lower budget movie, but they really used what they did well. That's the thing. Watching it now, it's still terrifying, but it's a lot. Like I can watch it and be like, okay, because I've seen the sequels. I've seen all the sequels. The movie progressively gets more
Wait, talking
disgusting.
about the one with Michael J. White?
All of them. There's not just one. There's a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch of Toxic Avenger sequels. A whole bunch of them, right?
A lot of them.
So much so that I think at Target they're selling like a 5-pack or whatever of all the movies, the whole series. And it progressively gets grosser and grosser and grosser because Troma just started going grosser, grosser, and grosser. They were trying to push the grossness to the limit.
Watch Romeo and Juliet.
There's a lot.
Just
of
watch
them.
that. Just watch it.
That's the one with the monster penis.
Yeah.
But he's not a hero. He's just a monster penis.
And you know what?
Is he?
Monster Penis is
Huh?
a hero to me. It's a hero to me.
But you call him Ron Jeremy. That's a difference. There's a big
I love
difference.
you, Ron.
There's a big difference.
R.I.P. King.
No, but see, but
Oh,
Troma
there's a documentary about him. A new one.
There's another one.
is the
Yeah.
one where he does this to himself. To himself. Ugh. I can't. I'll never.
That's
there's things you can never unsee. All right, and that's one of them. That's like, even if I were, I know Ozzy's starting to look more like Ron Jeremy, but like
Yeah.
that's every time I see him, it's like it reminds me of that scene.
It's like the Santa Claus. When one dies, the
One
other one
dies, another one
reemerges.
comes back.
There you go, done.
Like, what? I woke up like this. It's crazy.
I'm telling you,
You're
should
supposed to throw him down a
tell you-
roof.
tell you should write a movie called
I said-
the Ron Jeremy Claus.
I all of a sudden started wearing sweats all the time. Go figure. With pee
And tell
stains on
awful
them.
jokes.
Yeah, and real awful jokes. You try to be part of movies all the time, and then just do this.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah.
The similarities are
Yeah,
so
done.
it's already there.
Gross.
Except for that part.
Yeah, there's no way you could ever do that in real life. You actually,
First of all, the student has to pass the teacher. I'm just saying.
gross, gross.
Not doing my nose.
All right, all right.
But,
I was telling you. But no, but see, but
Cor-
overall, like now watching the Toxic Avenger, right?
Mhm.
Now watching the Toxic Avenger.
Yeah, I get it. You got it.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm just showing them. Relax.
Ridiculous.
Wow.
I forgot I'm going to see him later.
Yeah, I know. I have your. I'm taking care of your kids, so you know that I have to see you. So you watch your tone before I put you outside.
Get them on the.
You asked me. You're like, hey, you watch the kids? Sure.
You promised them you're gonna take them and watch Paw Patrol movie.
Because someone said I'll take them on Sunday, and then never mind. You know what? That's getting into that's getting into another territory. Toxic Avenger, right? So, yes, it's a gross out movie. It does has a hint of romance because it's like the Thing in the Fantastic Four. He finds his girl, a blind girl, right? Just like in the Thing in the Fantastic Four.
Saves her life at a Mexican restaurant, which is AKA Taco Bell.
Not Ernie's in North Hollywood.
it's now a Popeyes.
It's
not a lot of things.
It's a Taco Bell with a Popeyes inside of it. It's Inception.
Yeah, that restaurant it's now a Popeyes.
That same one?
Is it?
It's still up. It still exists. The building still exists.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Man, I can go for some Popeyes right now.
You could go for a lot of things.
You just ate a sandwich from Starbucks.
Yeah.
First of all,
he's in training. That's what it is. He's in training. He's in training.
I got my sumo thing going on soon.
It's training season. We need that. You need that montage. Instead of lifting weights, he's just picking up chicken. Ah,
and then
That's not a chicken.
pizza. And then he's like,
I want to be the very best.
Cute. You're the best around. That's all you. But no. So there's a hint of romance. There's a lot of gross out stuff in the Toxic Avenger.
Wait. Before you go into this, that again, the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
They shot the dog.
They did.
They shot her dog. I was like, when I saw it, going, that's right. They shoot the dog. I thought they kicked the dog or stole the dog. No, they straight up just shoot the dog.
Well, and then you have Toxie come in and Rex house, right?
First time he fights the guy with nunchucks until part 2 when he fights Michael J. White with nunchucks.
But that's the fun thing about the movie. Now watching it, right? It's how it is goofy. It is a goofy movie. Not
the dubbing is horrible.
No, of course, but that's part of its charm. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be a great movie, or not meant to be pristine or like the best movie ever. It's fun the way it's made, right? It's a cult classic. It is meant
I don't
to
think
be.
they had a
goofy.
choice how it was made.
True,
the
they
way it
made
looks
it. They
like
made it.
that.
They made it for like a ham sandwich.
Yeah.
But still, it's
The
like,
sandwich the mayor is laying on.
Yeah,
Got
gross.
that capicola in it,
A
provolone.
little mozzarella.
A little moots, a little moots. But still, this movie has
Some
something.
chicken parm on
Look,
top.
look, this movie has something special because people still like people who watch it and people who remember it. This is still a cult classic. This is still one of those movies that's weird. It's weird that they ever made it, and weird that it
Yeah.
became as popular as it did.
We saw it before we were in our teens.
Yeah. Yeah, we were kids.
Right, and it's
Yeah. My buddy Nicky's one that got me into this.
Yeah.
yeah.
Go on.
And
No,
then
no.
led to Sergeant Kabuki, man.
Yeah, so
Hell yeah.
it leads to their own Avengers, and then to me it led to the
Dun, 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 dun,
but to me it led to the Toxic Crusaders cartoon, because that's like, imagine this movie going from the movie theater where it's gory and bloody and disgusting to now being
And
ported
full of nudity.
full of nudity, and then ported to a kids TV show
Yeah.
cartoon.
Now that Lloyd Kaufman.
He knew how to market, right? He knew how to, he knew what he had, because with the Toxic Crusaders, they had toys, dude. They're still releasing new Ultimate editions of those toys.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. Super 7. This company called Super 7, they're releasing the Toxic Crusaders.
Well, I guess they have to now with the new because of the new movie they're coming out with.
Oh, not even that. It's just they were just re-releasing those toys. People remember those. I remember the Toxic Crusader toys. I remember the cartoon, right? I remember all that. Like their own like attempt at like doing Marvel stuff, doing comic booky universes before all that other stuff existed, right? They did all this because they had Sergeant Kabuki Man at one point where he at a certain point he meets a Toxic Avenger, right?
Mhm.
He meets a Toxic Avenger. They team up. There's monster team ups in some of the later movies before
Did you see that?
before Marvel had all that stuff.
You guys watch that video I sent you?
The
musical?
Toxic Avenger.
No. The Kabuki and Toxie.
Yeah.
I've seen them. There's a lot. They do a lot of ads. They did a lot of ads too together. It's again in
The intro to the DVD.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot
Which
of
is sad.
Yeah. There's a lot of interesting things that they did with this property. And Lloyd Kaufman knew how to market it. He knew what to do. He again like we said, he took a movie that was geared towards adults. There is really nothing for children in this movie, but he made a child
how old
cartoon.
do the boys need to be? How old do the boys need to be before they can watch this?
35. Because
you're preserving those innocences.
That's right. Not with this movie.
Yeah, somebody has to.
Trauma movies are not movies that kids should see. Maybe when he's 15, when they're 15, I'll say, okay, you should watch this movie. They probably won't like it, but
yeah,
you never know, right?
Where's Iron Man? Well, somewhere. I don't know where he's at.
Yeah, but still, like this movie, it has weird humor. It's dark humor. It has gore. It has blood. It has violence. It has nudity. It has monster makeup. Not great monster makeup, but not horrible monster makeup. Still better than The Flash.
Kills. Bunch of kills.
A lot of kills. There's a lot of stuff in this movie. This movie.
He ripped out the dude's guts.
You know who else did that? Machete.
Yeah, but
So who did it first?
Well, I mean,
if
Danny Trejo told me, "Hey, I did it first," and he did it first, I don't care. It's Danny Trejo. He'll kill me. He'll kill me. He's Machete.
Every time he does it, he gets another scar in his face.
He's voicing cartoons now.
He's
voicing cartoons.
Danny
now.
Trejo?
Yeah.
Well, he also made a movie about an exorcism that he was billed in, and he was only in for 2 minutes. It was another Foreigner situation with Jackie Chan. Not Foreigner, The Prisoner.
And it was still better than Exorcist Believer.
Still, 100%. This movie, Toxic Avenger, is 10 times better and more entertaining than The Exorcist Believer.
And CG, still better than The Flash.
I just said that.
What?
Wow. Wow. And what I liked about this movie is, yes, Melvin does become this Toxic Avenger. He goes from a weakling, a little weak nerd, to this big hulking like monster. I mean, obviously not super buff, not giant, Incredible Hulk style, but he does become a taller, more strong monster. But he's fighting for good. He's fighting
In a tutu.
Because that's what because Melvin in the movie at the beginning, he gets coerced by by like the group, and then I'd find it hot if you wore this tutu, and they're bullying him, they're teasing him. Leads to Toxic Avenger.
That's when he jumps out a window.
Consequences, kids, consequences.
I mean,
and then he murders all of them.
Basically, yeah.
Moral of the story: don't be a simp.
Don't be a bully. Don't be a bully.
And make sure you say I'm sorry when you mess up.
That's right.
Because if you never know who you're gonna need to apologize to.
It makes sense, right? Because then later, like just like Steve Buscemi, and like cross the names out.
I'm glad I said sorry to that guy.
But Toxic Avenger, the first one, the other ones, the quality really does go weird. Like later in the line of the Toxic Avenger movies, they try to go more and more and more, but to the point where it's kind of not just too gross to watch. When they start going into like a lot of actual look, like where they're using poop, I'm out at that point. I can't see that kind of stuff. That to me is taking it to the edge, which they ended up doing more and more of towards the later Toxic Avenger movies. There's a chart. What?
Even in the newer movies that they released.
Yeah, that's like the later ones.
Peanut sponsor.
There's a charm about the first Toxic Avenger, right? Because it's the first. It's the one that started everything. The one that it's
the one that put trauma on the map.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then they had, and then after that they started having a lot of trauma. They had a lot of future celebrity, like future A-listers in a lot of their movies, right? Before
gave me trauma.
Yeah, like the South Park guys.
Yeah, Cannibal the Musical.
It wasn't George Clooney in one of them too.
I don't know.
There's a few. There's a lot of future A-listers in some of these trauma movies.
I can totally see George Clooney being one of the bullies though.
But if you haven't seen the Toxic Avenger, I think it's a movie that warrants a watch because of how
you can't picture him like in one of these movies being a bully and causing someone to like kill themselves to hurt themselves in the movie. I don't know. Just that I can totally see him being a jerk.
Maybe
that's just me though. He's just that good of an actor to me, I guess.
All right, relax.
He went from being a peacemaker to being a bully.
Oh well, he was first in From Dusk Till Dawn, so that's what put him on the map.
Actually, Roseanne did, but okay, go on.
Yeah, Roseanne.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was everyone in the world saw that one. Everyone saw Dusk Till Dawn.
My hero, Roseanne.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But if you but if you haven't seen, right? If you haven't seen,
it's a must watch. Yeah, it's a must watch.
I mean, I'm not
the musical.
I wouldn't say it's a must watch, but
no, it's a must watch because it'll get you to laugh. It'll get you to be like
throw up.
Gives you that, yeah, gives you
it's not a must watch.
No, it's if you can if you're interested
at some point.
You don't have to. If you're interested in watching it, you should, right? But should you go out of your way be like it's a must watch? No. For you maybe. For us people who like weird movies, yeah, but not for the general public. It's like if you catch it, you'll probably like it.
Okay,
more than likely won't like it. But
what's grosser, this movie or watching Brendan Fraser eating the whale?
This movie.
Barely though,
because he does in the whale. He doesn't eat that. He doesn't eat that much. I've seen you eat way worse.
He looks like Wildor.
Again.
Yeah.
Wildor, Ron Jeremy, same scene. Yeah, no. But I definitely would say like if you're interested, watch it. If you're interested, because it is an interesting take on a movie that they made for $40. Right? It's
that they ended up getting they actually paid to make it.
Yeah, that's right. And then it spawned that whole empire at that point, because I don't think it's around anymore. But
not that they sold their rights.
It made a lot. It made a lot of movie. Because look, it made a lot of movie. It made a lot of money.
It's still around.
I
Kinda.
don't think so because I'm sure because look, they're remaking and it's not based off. It's not from Trauma. The new Toxic Avenger starring Peter Dinklage.
Which I'm still curious about. Like,
exactly. I'm still extremely curious. It's
is
already.
he gonna be average height or bigger, or is he gonna stay, a little person with just a deformed, more deformed
no,
face?
well, according to the trailer, it's a big size.
Well, that's the thing.
So-
We've never seen it. In the picture that I've seen, it looks like a Peter Dinklage body. Doesn't look
No.
like a giant. It doesn't look like a huge.
I mean, I can totally see it be some dude again, like in this movie, just some dude in makeup or like a mask, and he just does the voiceover, the dubbing.
Maybe.
Maybe
Yeah, like they did in the
Transformers.
the original.
Like did in Transformers.
That's what
Like
I think.
Because
I
in
can
this
totally
one,
see-
there's 3 people played Toxie. Melvin, the guy that plays Melvin,
the
the guy in the
double.
makeup, and the guy that does the voice.
Yeah. So it's like I would love to if they did that, I'd be like super happy.
I just don't know whenever it's going to release. I'm interested. I've been wanting to see it. We had a preview screening that we could have gone to a long time ago. We never did.
Well, someone had to go to work. Stupid. It's me. This is me. I had to go to work.
Oh, and Trauma is still around.
Oh, if they didn't, but they still make movies, or are they just selling the rights to all their stuff? Remake Sergeant Kabuki, man, baby. Might as well start creating that universe. Maybe you never know. Maybe in the new movie they're planting the seeds for the Toxic Crusaders.
But they've already made a bunch of Kabuki movies.
No, I'm talking reboot it, brand new, for this day and age, son.
For the modern man, really.
But we'll see. We'll see when the new Toxic Avenger comes out eventually. I'm sure it'll come out.
I mean, technically, it's a movie that could be directed by Todd Phillips or something.
Make it another Joker using Toxic Avenger.
Basically the same thing.
But still, it's I think if you're interested in watching this movie, you should, because it's an interesting way that they made this movie and how big it got back in the 80s and how big it made the trauma like company. Right, because it's the movie that made them so much money, and it is one of those movies that's extremely it's gross and progressively gets grosser and grosser and grosser throughout the other sequels. It gave me nightmares, right? Just because of the way when he morphs into the Toxic Avenger after falling into the vat of,
and when he exposes himself and the steam comes out.
Yeah. Right. But this is kind of the thing. Now I'm not as affected, but back then I was like 6 years old when I saw the movie. 7.
Yeah.
Right. This is not the age you were supposed to watch this movie, but I did.
It's called quality parenting, man. Leave it alone.
No, again, it's not the parents.
It
was the quality brothers that decided to say, "Hey, let's watch this movie." Our parents didn't know any better.
Yeah, well, I mean,
they barely spoke English at the time.
Los verduleros.
Yeah, but that's different.
I'm saying.
That's family. That's family time.
That's family oriented.
Those are family. Those are family films. Those are family movies in Mexico.
Gore.
No,
there's no gore in
a
that.
lot of whores, but there's not no gore.
A lot of Juan Camané here and there.
That's just comedy. But
chile mole.
Like I said, those are family films in Mexico.
Forgot about that.
But on that
Las Aventuras de Super Chile.
Yeah, but on that note, like, you should, if you're interested, check out Toxic Avenger. You might regret it, you might not, right? But that's the flip of the coin that you take with this kind of movie.
If you watch it, you don't like it, leave me a comment, and I will tell you why you're wrong.
I guess. But on that note, this has been Vinny.
Zazie.
And me.
We'll see you guys next time.
New York Comic Con.